has happened in the recent past in this country is most disturbing. And if I may only share with you 4 things that have happened this year itself. First, in the beginning of the year, you had a BBC documentary. In fact, you had 2 documentaries speaking about our present Prime Minister, Chief Minister of Gujarat. They were promptly banned. And after the ban, the BBC was harassed by having tax raids upon it. This is the first difficult, questionable incident that took place early this year. Later in the year, you had the Supreme Court decide as to how election commissioners should be appointed. Something very, very crucial. Because if election commissioners happen to be partisan, then there is no free and fair election and there is no democracy. So the Supreme Court stated in an interim order that until Parliament decides, because Article 324, which speaks of the conduct of elections, specifically says that until Parliament so decides, it shall be the President. Then went on to say that it would be fair if you are going to have independent persons as election commissioners, to have the to have the Prime Minister, to have the Chief Justice of India, and to have the leader of the opposition as the 3 persons who will now appoint election commissioners. Most unfortunately, we find that a bill was moved in the Rajya Sabha, which has now become an act. Of course, it will go to the Lok Sabha and become an act in no time, in which the Chief Justice is substituted by a minister appointed by the Prime Minister. Now, this is the second most disturbing feature, because if, as a matter of fact, you are going to get the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners appointed in this fashion, free and fair elections are going to become a chimera. So this is the second disturbing fact that we found this year itself. The third disturbing fact that we found this year is a governor of a traditionally minority government state, that is Kerala, sitting over bills for periods of up to 23 months. When the Supreme Court rapped him on his knuckles, what did he do? There were 8 such bills. 1 bill was assented to. 7 bills were referred to the President. Now, this again is a very disturbing feature, because if there's a wholesale reference to the President, then the legislative activity of the states comes to a standstill. Because unlike a governor sending back a bill, and then after it is sent back, the governor then has to sign it. Once it lands up at the center's door and the center says no, that's the death. That's the death of the bill. It's over. So this was the third most disturbing feature this year.